We got them really late last year. I mean, was it 3 weeks before?
We had an idea of what the events were going to be, but we weren't told officially and given the exact events till about a month before.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Which does make it hard. I mean, especially this year they actually changed a lot of events, whereas in the past we kind of had a clue because it's been similar for so many years.
Yeah.
But this year they actually did change a lot, so it makes it difficult. It would always be nice if you knew the events, 10 weeks before. I think 10 weeks for Worlds would be great.
Yeah.
But you know there's going to be some kind of squat, there's going to be some kind of deadlift, there's going to be some kind of press, there's going to be Atlas stones, there's going to be some kind of medley. So you just get it in your head that you've got to train those type of events. And then if anything else pops up, you've got to focus on that as well.
Exactly that. I mean, if you're squatting stronger, your deadlifting stronger, your pressing stronger, you're fitter, you're faster. When it comes to getting the actual events a month out, you can, brush up on your techniques a little bit. But as long as you're better in all those areas, you will be better when it comes to World's Strongest Man.
Training movements.
Yeah, I would just, personally, like leading up to Worlds, I did have an idea, but I was training all of my pressing events, so it'd be log, dumbbell, block press, I was training all of those just in case I got, whichever one I got. And and then when we got them, it was just, right, I only need to train those ones now.
Focus on those.
Yeah. But if you're getting stronger on your pressing, whether it's on a bar or a log or seated shoulders, as long as you're getting stronger in all those sort of movements, then generally you're getting stronger on all pressing events. You might just need to work your technique a bit.
It's kind of weird because World's Strongest Man is the only competition that I would really focus on my events. A lot of the time throughout the year I don't really bother with events that often. I focus more on my gym training and certain things, like I'll usually keep a press in like either an axle or a log in my training, but I don't really practice things like farmers or yoga or loading and those kind of events unless I know they're coming up in a contest. And I know these guys have both done a lot of the Strongman Champions League competitions. You don't even know what events you're doing when you get to them.
And even if you have been told, don't change.
Yeah, so many times you'll turn up to competition without knowing the events, and that it's difficult. We're just used to it, so we just get on with it.
Where are you not competing in the UK?
In
We have
Leeds.
Europe's Strongest Man in Leeds, which is the 23rd?
23rd
of June. That should be a really good contest, actually. Terry and myself are doing it. Rob's doing the qualifier in a few weeks. I think so, yeah. Cool. Zadrunas is doing it. Who else is coming? Who else is coming? Zadrunas.
Stefan Solvi Peterson from Iceland. Johannes Arho from Sweden.
Is Lalas?
Yes. Lalas. Thor. It genuinely will be the top guys from Europe in Europe there, so it'll be a big show. Definitely going to be good. At the moment, yeah, there might be one.
There might be another one, but it's not been confirmed yet. Later in the year.
Yeah, for me as it stands at the moment, that's the only one I'm doing. So I'm going to really sort of cut my competitions down this year. So I've pretty much got set already what competitions I'll be doing this year. So it varies. I'm sure Loz has been. Well, I know he was last year. It's the same for me in the past. When you're trying to do it as a job, as your way of earning money, you need to compete a lot. And
I did
10, 15, 20 competitions
last year.
Exactly. I think my most I've done in a year was 19, and it really does. Towards the end of the year, it starts getting quite bad.
I've kind of planned that I'll do a lot this year as well, and then from next year I'm going to back off. Terry's doing the right thing.
Yeah,
backing off, I think.
That's it. I've got to a point where the age I'm at, I'm 33 this year, I will be, is, I've not got that many years left, so I've got to be a little bit more sensible about, doing less competitions and things like that. So for me this year, I'll pick and choose. Basically I'm doing the Arnolds, then I'm doing Finland the week after, which is good fun competition. Then one in Germany, at FIBO, Europe's Strongest Man, World's Strongest Man, and that will basically be my year. So, which compared to normal when I'm doing 15 competitions a year, that's pretty good. Brian sort of brought it home last year. He did 4 competitions all year and won every one because he just didn't, he didn't burn himself out. Quite often you do too many and it hinders you.
Even though I'm sure you're the same, even when I'm competing a lot, there's only a few competitions I'll treat as competitions I'm training for. And the rest of them is kind of work/training.
Yeah.
I won't go to 100% in those competitions. You kind of hold back because you don't want to risk injury for small contests, and you can't peak for every contest as well. So for me, my training is going to be looking to peak for Europe's Strongest Man in June, and then World's Strongest Man in kind of September time. They're the two big contests for me this year that I've kind of got in my head that I want to do well at. I'm sure Terry wants to do well at.
Exactly the same.
You know, if I try to compete I'm probably going to do about 20 contests this year, as long as I don't get injured. It's a lot of contests. But if you just treat it as training, I mean, you look at Zadrunas, he does it a lot. He competes probably 20 times a year. That just goes at 75, 80%. And you know, it's good experience. I mean, competing a lot gets you ready for contests. It gets you kind of used to competing, if you like, because there's a lot of strong guys I've met in the gym that actually break down in contests, and they're not very good at under pressure and competing. And if you're that kind of person, you're never going to be able to win big contests. So it's good to compete, and just kind of your confidence grows when you compete and you do well. I mean, sometimes like training goes badly. Like my training's not been going well recently. But I just went to Abu Dhabi last week, and when it was under pressure in the competition, I did all right. So I was like, okay, it's still there. If I'm like motivated to bring it up.
I have nothing else to add to that.
It's pretty much the most Terry's ever said in the whole
Exactly.
month.
It's unusual, yeah.
It's broken up.
A little bit.
You should get him a bed to lie down.
Yeah, I need that. It's a stepping stone.
Anything else?
What's the most sort of bizarre event you guys have ever done in the competition that you couldn't really train for? Oh, sort of like you got loading events in the water and plane pools and stuff like that.
The plane pool's not really a problem, is it? It's just like pulling a truck. It's exactly the same.
Right.
Doesn't matter sort of what you're...
So any vehicle pool is the problem. The thing with a plane pool can sometimes be easier than a truck pool.
Yeah, it was.
I think we both agreed this year's truck pool, the final World's Strongest Man, they announced it's 10 tons. Well, we've probably put 80-ton trucks before that were easier than that. But it was all uphill.
Even in Malta, I remember we pulled the truck in the heats. I don't know if you did that.
Yeah.
And then the plane in the final, and the truck was actually harder than I thought. I mean, the weirdest events we've ever done.
UK's.
Yeah, that flagpole course.
Glenn Ross does UK's, he does some bizarre stuff like the flag hoist, the giant's table where you have to get underneath.
Back to back tug of war
With
with
flag
truck
tables to pull up
behind
your
us.
back, sweetie snatcher.
You've done the brick?
No.
Yeah, he does some random stuff. It looks good on the telly. We had a stone, which wasn't a stone, it was like an egg shape.
Oh, for the height.
Yeah, giant's egg, so that was daft. Yeah, they just painted it that morning, so everyone was coming gold. Yeah, so, you know, he devises some pretty weird, weird kit, but as a watcher on the television, it looks pretty cool because, you know, that's the only place you'll do those odd events. They look quite good, but you can't
It's
train
quite
them.
fun doing some different things.
Yeah.
It depends on what contest they're in. You know, if you do a stupid event like UK Strongest Man, it kind of gets frustrating because
Britain's strongest man. That's
Yeah,
probably the worst event I've ever done. Even though I actually ended up winning the event, it was still the worst. So many guys got injured, and it was just a joke. That's probably the weirdest and worst event I've ever done. Or sumo in Ukraine, where we actually had to wear sumo. Yeah, I had to wear a napkin. It was great.
That's a Google, isn't it?
Just like on weekends.
You say that the strongest legs in the world, but Ed Hollands has got the strongest shoulders in the UK. What do you think about that?
Is this on camera?
I'll set the record straight, okay? I do say I have the strongest legs in the world when I'm competing, but it's kind of like a gimmicky thing, you know. I don't seriously think I have the strongest legs in the world. There's guys that can squat a lot more than I can, but I have won the squat World's Strongest Man 4 years in a row. So in that kind of environment, I'm good at that event. So it's just kind of a bit of showmanship to get the crowd behind you and, you know, wind up your opponents a little bit. But as for Ed having the strongest shoulders,
I think I've got stronger shoulders than Ed.
I was going to say, I probably haven't got stronger shoulders than Ed, but I do have the British records on all the pressing events, so...
At the moment.
Oh, I said it. I said for another week, but I'm in 2 weeks. Don't worry, he's back, big boy. If you beat me, I'll give you a hug.
Is that it?
Oh, I don't want to kiss you.
I'm not the best at anything, really, am I?
Yeah,
Just consistent.
No.
Deadlift.
I'm not about it.
No.
Like eating, that's the drinking. He's not good at that. yeah.
And also dressing up like Sloth.
Yeah, that was good.
That was that good. You good.
Best sock.
Best sock.
I'm going to stick
No,
my
the
mom's
pink
face
one.
after.
The pink one, the silver pink.
Just turn them off.
Having guys like Ed's a good thing. I mean, you need different characters.
Yeah, he's a character. He's good for the sport. He brings it alive. He's a showman, and that's what strongman's all about. He's a showman.
I don't think he genuinely kind of means some of the things he says. It's just, you know, he's a competitor, as we all are. You know, when you're competing, you say some things that are stupid. I've looked at myself on TV and gone, oh my God, did I actually say that? But, you know, you just do it at the time, and it is fun. But I think most of us are pretty cool with each other.
I think Loz is dead right there. I mean, that's the thing. We're all different characters, and I think if we were all the same person, it'd be really boring. So, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people are talking about Ed being, you know, the future of British strongman and stuff, and whether he is or not, I mean, we'll see. But he's got people talking about him and about strongman again, which is a positive thing.
Just like we're doing now.
I think you should get on in Melbourne in the joint time.
Sorry?
I think you should get on in Melbourne.
I think he'll do pretty well.
Yeah, I think he could come top 3 there. I mean, to be
The only thing is, I'll say, and I've never seen Ed compete outside of the UK. That's a long way to go.
Yeah.
Like I said before, travelling can take it out of you. So that would be the only issue. But certainly, Ed's a strong guy. He's got a chance of doing well.
Never know. Definitely got a chance.
Any other questions about Ed?
I like Joe Hogan as well.
Can you hack squat as much as Ed Hall?
It's physically impossible to hack squat as much as Ed Hall.
I'm sorry.
I think, Ed, come here. That's the guy there that keeps asking questions. I'll slap him for you later.
The thing is, he's a young lad and he is doing really well, so...
He just won the UK Strongest Man.
And he's only 23 years old. I mean, he's got a big future in the sport, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, good on him. And, you know, if it comes out that it makes strongman better, brilliant. Good on him.
Definitely.
Brings it forward.
I kind of, since I started, you know, having guys to like aim at has always brought me on. You know, guys like Mark, Felix when I started, Ollie Thompson, Terry throughout my whole career, you know, and there's lots of guys now kind of coming up behind me trying to push us on even more, and it's good to have that competition, because without competition you kind of just get complacent. You think, oh, I'm good enough, you know, but at the moment we're all pushing each other so hard that we just keep raising the level all the time. So I think that's the only way we're going to get a guy from the UK to win World's Strongest Man, is to keep making sure the standard at home is getting stronger and stronger.